Hey, what's going on, Tai Chi family? Peyton Milton, Tai Chi 360. It's Friday, which means we're back at you again with another 2 p.m. seafood time. That's Eastern Standard, for those who don't know. Friday, Tai Chi Fundamentals formatted class. So today, I've got a surprisingly empty whiteboard, and it's actually because I'm planning on doing a lot more movement with you all today than in past weeks. So I've got Tai Chi Standing. As always, we start off with the Tai Chi Standing, okay? And this is just so that anybody who's joining us for the first time will be able to join in. All right, the Tai Chi Standing is very simple, and I'll actually do it with you later, but it's just you get one of your feet's distance in between your feet. Toes point directly forward. So you see I've got these lines on these tiles. Well, these lines are straight. So my big toes want to be in line going straight. All right. The distancing is because that's the same distance as we have for the shoulder squat. All right. That's a little gem that perhaps nobody has picked up before. Let me take care of something real quick here. Boom. Fantastic. All right. So, go over the standing here, more in depth here in a moment, but the knees never go past the toes, all right? And the most important part really is the tailbone sinking. The tailbone sinking is the most important part because it connects the core of the body to the earth, all right? And we're working with earth chi and heaven chi in Tai Chi. So, definitely very important. Make sure that tailbone is tucked. And Sifu said something just yesterday, actually, that really put something into proper perspective for me. And it was sink the tailbone down, but almost create the feeling as though the knees are rising up. So you're kind of wedging. You're wedging that tailbone tilt almost through the quadriceps, and you shouldn't actually feel any pressure in the knees. All right, the reason why the knees feel like they are coming up from the ground is because the way that you're supposed to have them weighting down on the feet is more of the center of the foot. So if your knees are past the toes, like I just said, don't do that, right? Then you're going to feel a lot of the weight traveling through the kneecap. That is not what you want at all. So that's when it's time to readjust your pelvic tilt, sink that tailbone, actually feel your back right here. I use the back of my hand to feel that flatness right next to where my butt cheeks start. All right, right there on that line. If the butt kicks out like you're wearing heels at all, then you need to fix that. All right. Then we're just going to go straight into the bow after I introduce the Tai Chi Standing, walk you through it here in a second. We're going to do a circle hand posture meditation and then get into some figure eight training. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to walk you all through tortoise before we drill some Peng Lu Jian with hands attaching and some single form training on the ward off in particular. I might even throw in some change doors on you just because I'm feeling myself today. Oh, please, Sifu, please do hit me up with it. All right, everybody. So, getting into your Tai Chi ready position. All right, what is the Tai Chi ready position? Tai Chi ready position is the Tai Chi Standing that I just went over. 1 foot between your feet, knees bent no further past your toes, tailbone tucked, sunken down, gently sinking, dangling as though 4 ounces are dangling the tailbone towards the earth, tucking the chin in and stretching the crown up. Next, we open this shoulder kwa. Okay, what I mean by opening this shoulder kwa is if you actually take your hands and poke yourself right here, it should be soft. and this should be open. I wish I didn't have this beautiful shirt on so that I could show you, but maybe that's not the best way to show you either. Yeah, so I could flex right here. I could flex out. I'm not doing that. I'm actually caving my chest in. I'm rounding out the back. See how my back is nice and round? If it wasn't round, it would look like this. See how it's not round? Maybe you don't. Regardless, the idea is to round out the shoulder blades so that the back is flat and has a nice curve to it, okay? If you guys want more information on this, just go to the Tai Chi 360 YouTube channel and type in turtle back. All right, as simple as that. We've got a full video on it. It'll go into depth with it. You can actually see my shoulder blades. It's awesome. So once you're in your Tai Chi standing and you've got your shoulder quad open, your hands are probably going to be out in front of your body like this if you followed my directions verbatim so far. We actually want to bring the hands back so that this little gap in between the thumb and the index finger line up parallel with the seam that goes down traditionally styled pants. So this seam right here is in line with this energy meridian right here. And we want to actually connect those. And this is valuable for much more than it seems. So now that we've gone through everything, make sure that your feet haven't been moving around. Make sure that there's still 1 foot distance, one of your foot's distance between your feet. Line up that index middle finger meridian point with the inseam of the pants, tucking the tailbone, allowing the tailbone to sink, gently bending the knees, tucking the chin in, stretching the crown up, and finally, embryonic breathing through the nose specifically. So as we inhale, we're expanding the belly. As we exhale, we are condensing the belly. What I mean by condensing is we are squeezing 2 fingers below the belly button towards the spine, almost compacting the core. All right? So inhaling, checking your stance, making sure the knees are not straightened and locked, making sure the shoulder quad is open. The elbows are actually flared out to create space here in the armpit. And the channel meridian here between the thumb and the index finger are in line with this seam, which is the yang channel in the legs. Eyes, if you've been with us before and this isn't already too much, can be halfway closed. I say halfway because let's say there's somebody in front of you training with you. The right eyes would allow you to see up to about their clavicle and neck area. These are the eyes that we ideally train with in our system. We call it keeping the eyes right. I don't mean to rush, but I am going to go straight into the bow after this next inhale. I'm going to exhale, sinking down. Inhaling. Grabbing that chi, drawing it up the Huiyin root from between the legs, passing the Dantian, opening the Dantians, lower at the core of the mass, middle at the heart center, and offer yourself sincerity in your practice to the earth and to those who have paved the way before us. Inhaling, rising. Reaching up, mixing that earth chi with the heaven chi. Left fist grabs and becomes hollow. Right hand covers left hollow fist. Bow. And if you can, the head goes below the hips. Inhaling as you come back up. Very slowly paying attention to the vertebrae. Stacking one at a time. Driving that chi in the hollow fist into the heart. Stretching the elbows slightly up and out away from each other. Pointing the fingers straight down before exhaling. Guiding the chi through the body and digging it all the way through the feet into the ground. Left middle finger into right Lao Gong. The Lao Gong is the eye of the hand, the palm center, where we sense or view through the hand. I'm going to walk you all through some figure 8 tailbone training because I just love it. Tucking the tailbone down, we're going to inhale over into the left big toe. Exhale, sinking into the left big toe. Remember, as we are inhaling and transitioning, going over into the left pinky toe now. And then as we're exhaling, the crown is stretching up simultaneously as we're sinking down. So it may appear as though my crown is not moving, but my knees are. Inhaling, transitioning into the back left of the heel now. Exhaling, sinking the tailbone, settling into the stance, tucking the chin, stretching the crown up. Now, from the left heel to the big right toe, the opposite big toe now. Inhale, transition, exhale, settle in, stretch crown, sink tailbone, allow tailbone to bend knees. Inhale to right pinky toe. Tuck the tailbone towards where you are training to aim the weight at. Exhaling, sinking, settling in. Inhaling to that right back heel, tracing the right side of the right foot with the tailbone as we inhale, transitioning. Exhaling once we reach our destination, stretching the crown away as we allow the tailbone to sink and bend the knees. All right. Feel free to practice that more on your own, everybody. Super valuable practice. The more you learn about it, the better it is. I'll even tell you this, for those who do start getting into that practice that we just did, as you're working it, when you are all the way over in the right side, do your best to keep the frame in line, at least the hips and the shoulders in line. Okay? All right. What else do we have going on today? Bow, circle hand, figure 8, hands attaching, and ward off. Hands attaching and ward off, single form training is what we are going to be getting into now. Ooh. I'm happy about it. All right, now y'all can see my feet a little bit better. Fantastic. It does seem a little bit dark in here today, doesn't it? Let me fix that real quick, huh? Kidding. I like for today. All right, here we go. I've got a backup. Boom. Now you can see me good. Fantastic. All right. Much better, much better. So here we go, everybody. If you're familiar with hands attaching already, then you know we start off in our Tai Chi standing position. Exhaling, settling into the Tai Chi standing. On the next inhale, we're going to draw the Tai Chi balls in. Turning that right foot out 45 degrees and lifting the heel off of the ground. I'm going to replace the ball of the foot here with the heel. No weight on this foot yet. I'm going to sink and then shift straight into the direction of that big toe. Very slowly sinking the weight onto that foot before this foot comes off of the ground. Okay? And then this foot's going to empty step. We're just talking about the feet right now. And this step should be like on train tracks, directly forwards. So I know it seems simple, everybody, but bear with me. I'm going to add a detail in every single time we step. All right, so bear with me here. Tai Chi standing. On the next inhale. Inhaling. Drawing Chi in. Turning toes out. Replacing ball of foot with heel. Sinking before shifting. Sinking to empty the weight off of the left foot before stepping. No weight on this foot yet. No weight, no weight. Heel barely floating on the ground. Touching, but no weight. I can literally just not have weight there anytime I want, okay? Again. Now we're going to add a hand motion in. On the next inhale, inhaling, drawing chi balls, turning toes, replacing ball of foot with heel, sinking before shifting, emptying left leg before stepping. All right. Back again, back again. On the next inhale, turn toes out, replace, sink, shift, and reach with the left hand towards the right foot, or right to left if that's the one that you shifted onto just now, whichever the weighted leg is. Stepping, empty step, meaning no weight. And now, as we inhale, we're drawing the chi up here and letting this foot go down at the same time, okay? That's number 2. Everything we just did before this was 1. This is 2. Inhale, rising. Inhale, rising also means front foot placing, okay? Back to 1. On the next inhale, draw chi. Turn toes, replace with heel, reach into earth, empty step. That's 1. Inhale, rising. Placing the front foot down. Number 3, here we go. It's a scoop and a sink. Scooping back on this 45 and sinking, forming the ward off. 4 would be drifting forwards. 5, form the rollback. I'm probably saying that wrong. Very important note here. The palm center is in line with the elbow. The elbow is in line with the knee. Okay, so all 3 of these are in perfect alignment. We should be weighted on the front foot for this positioning. But let's go back. Let's go back to ward off. Let's do it with the left side this time. On the next inhale, turning the left toes 45 out, replacing the heel with the ball. Replacing the ball with the heel. Reaching as we shift. Empty step before inhaling. Placing foot. Shoulder is not rising here. I'm actually inhaling, rising with the entire torso, drawing the chi up. Sink, I sit on the next one for 3. Sinking, shaping, 4, drifting. Into rollback. All right. Sifu. Oh, just kidding. He's MIA. Or I guess MI his day off. Hands attached, ward off, single form training. Now I know there was a better way to teaching this to you guys. If I remember correctly, there's actually a single form training just for the ward off, and I seem to have fumbled it up a bit. Inhale, replace, step, shift, reach. 1, inhale, 2, rise. 3, scoop. Begin to shape. 4, shape. 5, drift forwards. 6, transition. There we go. All right. So I'm going to show you guys on a side angle now, just in case somebody out there doesn't know how we're shifting back and forth. So if you my feet, step back here for a bit. You'll see on the next inhale, inhaling, drawing chi balls in, replacing ball of foot with heel, shifting, reaching, hand into weighted stance. Empty legs, steps, inhaling, rising for 2. Scooping and shaping for 3. Sinking for 4. Drifting forwards for 5. Switching postures for 6. Roll back. Now we're going to shift back, all right? Remember, this hand is right under this elbow and this elbow is right over this knee. So you've got all 3 in line here. Inhaling, yielding. This is the yielding part right now. Yielding, and we actually twist to close this part off. You see that? So from here, after finishing the 6 for ward off, roll back. Now we're going in for the press push. So inhaling, yielding directly backwards first. Once the weight is on the back leg, opening up, keeping that turtle back, opening up. The elbow does not pass the midline of the seam that we've been lining up the thumb and middle finger energy line with, all right? The elbow never goes back past here, all right? This is about as far back as it should ever go, never past here. And you can't possibly have a turtle back or an open shoulder qua if you're back here, because that closes the shoulder qua. It stretches it out, it opens it up. So from the roll back, inhaling, yielding, turning, turtle back, sinking those fingers into the earth, scooping the earth chi, mixing it with the heaven chi, listening to the chi ball, exhaling, viewing the right hand, which is prior peripherals, touching hands as the weight reaches the front toes, releasing, drawing in for push. Flicking the fingers out at the end before twisting that back foot, stepping back in, opening the left now, reaching the right hand to the fully weighted left foot, stepping that right empty foot out, inhale, rising for 2. Look at that, we already went through 1. Sinking softly and scooping on this 5 that I know you can't see right now, but I'm scooping over here, guys. And I'm shaping the ward off. All right, the ward off shape looks like this. My middle finger is kind of pointing into my palm. All right. Opening that shoulder qua. That's what it looks like there. That's what it looks like there. All right. All right. That's the ward off. How we go from ward off to roll back. Super simple. See that? Boom, boom, boom. Right hand here, kind of got a 45-degree angle right here. Middle finger pointing straight in. As we're sinking and drifting forwards, we're actually separating these two things apart. So it's... And that's when the palm comes to the elbow. This should be right over the knee and straight on like so. I know you probably keep seeing me looking over there. It's because I'm watching my own camera so that I can see if I'm giving you guys a good demonstration. Yielding. Make sure that the tailbone is nice and sunken as you're drifting forwards and backwards, okay? Once you get all the way back, we're turning, keeping the frame in line, keeping that turtle back, scooping the chi, listening to it. Listen to the chi sincerely. Exhale, sinking, drawing this hand in, chest center as we press this hand out, away from the chest center, meeting, forming a triangle, pressing, and then drawing back. We're on the back foot again, exhaling, sinking. Turtle back, pushing. fingertips releasing. Stepping back. Now we have two options here for change doors, technically, family. We can either, at the flick of this fingertips here, whoo, bring this front foot up, shift, and then bring it back, and we can come straight back into a ward off, everybody. Straight back into a ward off. Just sink down. No need to drift all the way back, because the next thing we're doing is coming forwards. But that's the easier change doors, if you ask me. The more difficult one would actually be, so let's say I just finished my press and I'm going for the push. At the very end of the push here, where I flick my fingers, I turn my back heel. So the weight is in the ball of my foot now, in the back. I've turned the ball of the heel, so that it's in a straight line. And then I shift back. Open up, step out. Are you listening to your Tai Chi ball? As the weight hits the front of the front foot, tap the palms. All right. So Sifu actually wanted me to do Penglu Jian to the four corners today. So, because I'm so about being a nice, loyal, diligent disciple, we're gonna do that now. But I would like to do some row or with you all right before that. So, let's do some row or. The reason why I want to do row or is because it's the wood element and it's the wood season. I even played around with doing tortoise first. I just might do tortoise first. Nope, I'm not doing tortoise first. Inhale, hands attaching. But when we get out here, hollow fist, grabbing. Little tiny scoop here. Hollow fist. Sink into your Tai Chi stance. Inhaling, forwards and up. Great time to practice your turtle back, family. Exhaling, back and down. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Rowing the oars, family. Exhaling. Moving on to medium-sized row. Inhaling bigger circles now. Changing doors. And there's even a large oar here, family. The large oar I don't actually like to teach on the fundamentals class today. So on our next inhale, really come up and bring the wrists up to about the head height. Okay? Draw the arms back to the best of your ability. It's the ears now as we exhale, sinking down. Make sure as you're sinking down, the tailbone is still pointing towards the ground, and we're sinking very low down. Forcing down. Very softly, gently. As we inhale, we should be really low as we begin our inhale. Inhaling, drifting forwards, and coming all the way up with the wrists to the head. We're shifting back. Passing the ears with the oars, keeping the turtle back to the best of our ability. Straight down. Familiar with upwards and downwards? Kind of like that. Before up again. Make sure you bring that chi back in to your core. Okay, family? I don't know about you, but I just worked really hard for that. All right, it doesn't seem like much, but there's so much going on that you'll never understand until you experience it. Plus, I feel nice and vibrating now, so that's cool. So let's go into Panglu Jian, like Sifu specially requested of us. Get into your Tai Chi Standing. Get ready for hands attaching into a ward-off, roll-back, press, push. So that is Panglu Jian. Ward-off, roll-back, press, push. Here we go. On the next inhale. Inhaling. Turning toes out. Replacing ball with heel. Reaching left to right, fully weighted foot. Rising. Beginning to shape. Shaping. Sinking. Drifting forwards. Forming the roll back. Yielding, shifting backwards, turning the waist to a 45-degree angle, keeping the turtle back as we dig the fingers into the earth chi. The right hand becomes primary as we scoop the earth chi, bring it, mixing it with the heaven chi above the clavicle, exhaling, viewing both hands right now. Sinking, drifting to the center. As my hand passes my face, I begin to drift forwards into the front foot. I'm actually drawing this front hand in towards this hand, going for the press. As the weight hits the front of my foot, I tap the palms very gently, lightly. Form the triangle, press, and pull back for the push. Now what we're going to do is we're going to twist this back foot. And we're going to step to face 90 degrees to our left. And close off that foot as we bring our ward off with us. Okay? So we just came from here. Nice hands attaching spot right here. From the push, after the press, did the push. We twist this foot back. We bring this right hand in, swing the left leg out, empty step. See that? Empty step. Ward off. Shaping, sinking, drifting, roll back. Make sure you can see and listen to this Tai Chi ball over here with the peripherals. Push. Swinging the step back. Left hand actually shapes the ward off when we're stepping with the left family. Yes. Drifting back. Listening. Pressing the triangle, shifting back for the push, sinking and shifting forwards, pushing. Flicking the fingers, the wrist, shifting back leg, forming the left-handed wave, empty step, turn that back foot in, sink, drift forward. Drift backwards into scoop. Right hand becomes primary. Listen to Tai Chi ball. And if you were following along, you should be back at front and center. So from here, what we're going to do is just step back and step back out with the opposite side and turn the opposite direction. Reaching down, right hand onto left weighted foot. Inhaling, rising. Scooping. Forming. Drifting. Roll back. Yielding. Waist twist 45. Fingers dig. Scoop chi. Backhand becomes primary. Listen as you mix with heaven chi. Draw right hand in slowly as you press left hand out slowly, aligning palm centers with chest. 3 hands pushing. The chest is the third hand. Front foot gets weighted in the front third. Tap. Form the triangle. Press with the wrist. Turn that back foot out. Begin to form the ward off. As you empty step, the ward-off is formed. As you place, after you place this front foot down, you should have a substantial amount of weight not on this foot any longer, which will allow you to twist this toe in so that it's facing to the proper degree of 45, so that this front foot can face directly forwards in the advancing direction. Sinking, drifting, roll back, yielding. Make sure you're holding on to that turtle back, everybody. Dig those fingers into that earth chi. Mix it with that heaven chi. Listen as it passes. Back foot turns as fingers flick. Form ward off before empty step. Rising, shaping is when we turn the back toe to the proper 45 of the advancing direction. Sinking, shifting, drifting, roll back. Backhand becomes primary as we scoop. Both hands have our attention, family. We are splitting the yi, the attention. I know, my back is to you. You'll be fine. Don't think I'm not going to get my practice in while I'm teaching you guys. Teach, you learn twice, family. Definitely ask us about our teacher training program. Definitely join the Distant Disciple tier on the Patreon if you want private sessions with Sifu Lester all of next month. I think you've got 2 days left to sign up for the Distant Disciple tier for the special offer of one-on-ones every single Friday with him. And there we are, back to front and center. Whew! I don't know about you, but I take my training so seriously. So seriously. I do my best not to mess around, which is why I know that being here in person with other people who are training full-time as their career is the only place for me to be. Because unless my environment includes training full-time, the likelihood of me training full-time on my own seems almost like a waste. You know, especially because if I'm not in the environment where we're training all the time, that probably means I'm not around other people who are training all the time, right? Because people are part of our environment. Definitely get down here if you can, family. Definitely. Yeah, it's beautiful down here. We'll make some arrangements. You just got to show up first. That's it. But if traveling down here is not in your foreseen future for whatever reason, family obligations, etc., just join that Patreon, family. Just join the Patreon. It's $4 for a month of 4 classes each week. Monday through Thursday. Monday through Thursday every single month for $3.71 from a master of Tai Chi. Yeah, silly, super silly. It's amazing. This world has so vast differences that span in either direction. It's amazing. Yep. So, we really only did 5 or 6 things today. All right, everybody. Tai Chi Standing. We got the bow in. Circle hand is just a mudra. It's just a mudra. A mudra is a hand positioning. Left middle finger into right Lao Gong. Right Lao Gong is a... That's my Lao Gong right there. Coochie coochie coo. Stick your left middle finger in there. Boom. Yep. Circle hand posture. Pretty simple, right? The figure 8 tailbone training. I love doing the figure 8 tailbone training when I'm standing in line. All right, so anytime you guys are standing in line, waiting for something, or just generally bored, you get into your Tai Chi standing position. And if you practice it a lot, you can go a little bit quicker than this and play around with it. But if you're new to it, definitely do it like this. We're going to go in the opposite direction that we went in earlier in the lesson. So make sure that tailbone is nice and sunken, sinking down, allowing the knees to bend from the tailbone, stretching towards the ground softly. Gently tucking the chin in, stretching the crown in the opposite direction, towards the sky. You can imagine the ear tips are connecting to meet the crown. And inhaling, we're going to aim our tailbone into the right big toe. That's where all of our weight is going to shift, all right? So tuck that tailbone towards that front big toe. Inhaling. Exhale, sink onto it. Allow that tailbone to stretch out again. It probably cinched back up. Inhale, shift over to the right pinky toe. Point that tailbone, tuck that tailbone towards that right pinky toe. Exhale, sink that tailbone. Stretch the crown away from it. Allow the tailbone sink to bend the knees. Inhaling. Tracing the right side of the right foot. Back to the heel. Exhaling, sinking, allowing that tailbone to tuck. We just kind of pointed the tailbone behind us, family, so I do not expect there to be a solid Tai Chi pull. There's no way you can go from heel to heel and maintain the Tai Chi pull. So that's why when we inhale next, we're going to go to the opposite big toe. It's the figure 8 family. So we just went around the big toe, pinky toe to the heel. Now we're inhaling over to the opposite big toe. Exhaling, allow that tailbone to sink the knees towards the ground, in stretching the crown up as we exhale. Inhaling, shifting the weight to the left pinky toe. Now exhale to the back of the heel. See, we're playing now, family. You may notice as you sink onto the back of the heel, your hips kind of want to turn. This actually makes the figure 8 shape stand out a lot more on the way from the heel to the pinky, to the big toe, the opposite big toe. So inhale, tracing that diagonal line up to the big toe. And we're actually going to inhale all the way past the big toe to the pinky toe now. And then exhale, sinking down, tracing the right side of the right foot all the way to the back heel. Allow that tailbone to sink down back center at the completion of the exhale. Stretch that crown up as we inhale to the opposite big toe and go all the way to the pinky toe on the inhale. Actually go all the way to the heel. Exhale, sink. Sink into that back heel and then sink to center. Inhale, opposite big toe again. All the way around to the heel with the inhale. And then sink center, exhale. Inhale, travel to 3 points. Exhale. Center yourself. Tailbone sinking gently, stretching the crown up. Inhale all the way around the right foot. Exhale, sink. The slower the better, really, family, because you're going to get so much value from a physical therapy standpoint anywhere between the hips and the ankles from this exercise. It's actually pretty unrealistic to me how simple we can take care of our own bodies. That's about all I've got for you today, family. Are there any questions? Because I don't see anybody typing in the chats. So that anything should be coming through onto my screen. I guess we've got a lot of quiet people out there practicing today. I love that. I love that a lot. Found a camp with internet. Right on, Sam. Right on. Tasha Allen. Each move has a meaning? Sifu. Does each move have a meaning in Penglu Jian? A lot of meaning, Sifu says. I could make up 6 different meanings for it, so that's why I needed to ask him, you know. Yeah, and Sifu just said it was a storyline, you know, so not only does each form have meaning, but there's so much more depth to the meaning. It's about the energy more than anything, Sifu says. The energy that's with the forms. And I believe there are 8 primary energies. Is that right?
4 primary, 4 secondary.
4 primary, 4 secondary. There you go. 4 primary, 4 secondary energies. 8 energies total in Tai Chi. And then we've also got the elements also, don't we? Which means it's technically 8 times 5 if you play that game.
9 got 13.
And then you got the yin yang of each element. So now you got, even more. Wow. Yeah, so many different variations. A myriad of possibilities. Every single one of them true. Every single one of them contradicting another. And yet still 100% true. That's what I love about these Chinese arts, everybody. They can contradict themselves over and over and over again, and each time you find a contradiction, you find that despite it contradicting one other piece of the form or the system, they are both very true. Very true indeed. So if anybody doesn't have any questions for me, I guess I'm out of here, and we'll finish with bowing up.
Sure.
Bowing up or bowing out? I forget, it's as long as it's up that we're going. I'll be happy to bow out. On the next exhale, everybody sink. Dig those fingers into that earth chi. You really just make sure those elbows are flared out so that the shoulder quad is open, and then you stretch those fingertips into the sensation of earth chi. On our next inhale, drawing that sensation up through the legs, up the midline of the body, opening the dantians. Tucking the chin as we bow, offering the self. Sincerity and willingness to develop. Inhaling as we rise back up, bringing that earth chi with us. Pay very close attention to the shift as we go here for the grab. The backs of the hands are now facing the heaven chi. Feel the feeling of the heaven chi on the backs of the hands. Inhaling Taking that chi we just gathered in the hollow fist. Hollow fist means a hollow fist. This is where we are pressing into the heart. Inhale, stretch the elbows away from the center line and up while keeping the shoulders down. Point the fingers down. Exhale. Washing the body. Inhale, squeeze that energy back up towards the dantian. Close the feet as you reach the dantian. Prayer hands at the dantian. Past the heart, up to the third eye. Back to the heart, bow. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here with me today. And please do let me know if you want to schedule a one-on-one with myself or Sifu. We are always in the game of teaching people the arts. Peace, peace, family. I see you there, Rob. I see you. You can't hide from me. Not forever, at least. Sifu agrees. Sifu agrees.
Come on in.
Hey, much love, family. Much love. We'll be here. Be here every day. This is Sifu's day off, and we're still here, so check it out. Every single day. Every single day. Right back at ya.